What's going on, guys? So after a week of no action at all, we finally have a trade, and it's a pretty good one as well. Buffalo trading Alex Nylander to Chicago Blackhawks for Henri Jokiharju. So I saw online everyone was saying how Buffalo absolutely fleeced Chicago, and I do agree. I think Buffalo won this trade, but I don't think it's that terrible. Jokiharju is definitely more NHL proven, played more games. I think he actually has about a similar point per game pace as Nylander, which is pretty impressive since he's a defenseman. But I think Nylander does have the higher ceiling. He was drafted 8th overall, so I feel like looking at it from Chicago's perspective, they're probably hoping for like another Dylan Strome scenario where they buy low on a guy with a high ceiling, he comes to Chicago, ends up tearing it up. So most of you guys that have this game, Alex Nylander actually is a medium elite potential. I feel like EA a lot of the time just kind of leaves guys at medium elite for too long, even after they haven't proven themselves for a few years. So I actually dropped him down to low elite when I was messing with my rosters a while ago. And I think it's a lot more fair for him. 20 years old, 75 overall, right winger. Obviously, low elite makes more sense, right? Like, there's a low chance of him becoming elite, but it could happen. Minor scoring forward. Again, 8th overall there, 2016. He's a playmaker, good skater. Entry-level deal there. So, career stats, again, you can see in the NHL, really hasn't proven anything. And even in the AHL, he's putting up like 30 points, which for an 8th overall guy, you definitely hope for a little bit better. Now, the way the game works, though, low elite kind of has too low a value in my opinion. So I feel like Jokiharju will definitely have a lot more here. So we'll take a look. I know he's higher rated. I think he's like an 80, 81. So 19 years old, 1 year younger, 81 overall, medium top 4. He's also in the AHL right now, although he did split this year, NHL, AHL. Right shot defenseman, 29th overall in 2017, so the draft after. And also, obviously, 3 years there on an entry-level deal. So looking at it, he does have more value. And actually, looking at the trade value here, it's substantially more. So the difficulty's on medium. I think even if it was on easy, it's not going to matter. And yeah, as you can see there, trade is rejected. So one thing I actually wanted to bring up I found kind of interesting. I feel like Buffalo's probably going to try and trade Ristolainen either most likely this summer because they just added Jokiharju. He's a right shot defenseman. He's young. You know, hopefully turns into a top 4 guy for them. They also traded for Colin Miller, who's another right shot defenseman. And at the deadline this year, they traded for Brandon Montour, who's another pretty young right shot defenseman. So there were a lot of Ristolainen trade rumors. I feel like it's for sure going to happen now. Like, they've added 3 right shot defensemen in 4.5 months. So I don't know, looks like they're probably going to try and trade him for a forward. And they actually have a huge logjam at D. I'll show you guys that right now. So like I was saying, guys, looking at Buffalo's depth chart, I feel like they just have way too many defensemen. Right now, their top pair would be Dahlin and Ristolainen. Then they could have Miller and Montour on the second pair. McCabe and Jokiharju on the bottom pair. Now, Jokiharju they could have in the minors, but I don't know, I feel like he's probably good enough to be in the NHL. And scratch right now, we have Scandella, as well as Bogosian. They're both, like, they're not that old. They're 28 years old. They're NHL defensemen. Probably, you know, number 4 at best, between like a 4 and a 6. And then even in the AHL, actually, I'll show you guys the AHL defense here. So, Pillett there, 22.77, maybe looking to try and make the team. Hunwick still got like, I don't know, NHL deal at like $2 million. I'm not sure if they see him as like a 7th or whatever. I know 2, I'm not sure. He must be scratched right now. Yeah, Casey Nelson, he was also in the NHL a bit this year. So, I feel like a trade is coming for Buffalo's D-core. When it's going to happen, I have no idea, but I feel like it's pretty much inevitable. And now, guys, we're going to try to trade from Chicago's perspective. Forgot to mention, too, I saw a tweet saying how Stan Bowman's traded every one of his first-round picks from 2010 or 2011 to 2017. So that's kind of crazy. Of course, now we're going to trade Jokiharju for Nylander. You can see the value is way on our side. So Buffalo really should say yes. And yeah, trade is accepted. I want to mention, too, I thought it was interesting how Chicago traded for Oli Mata as well as Callum DeHaan. So they brought in 2 defensemen there. Kind of like mid to late 20s, but then they passed on Bowen Bryant at 3, as well they trade away Jokiharju. So I personally would rather Byron Jokiharju than Matt and DeHaan, but Chicago's obviously up to something. Same with like the signing of Laner. I feel like that means Crawford's probably, you know, kind of injured at least. I want to mention too with Buffalo, I'm not a huge fan of their goalies right now, so next year it looks like Hutton's going to be the starter with Allmark backing him up. Even with all those defensemen, I'm not a fan of that. And after that trade, guys, as well as all the other moves the Blackhawks have made this summer, here's what the lines might look like. So I've got Saad, Taze, and Kane on the first line. I know Kane did play a lot with Strome and DeBrincat, but I feel like they're probably going to put him back with Taze. So Perlini, Strome, DeBrincat could be the second line. I feel still very solid. Kajula, Shaw, and Nylander on the third line. I feel like since they paid a pretty high price for him, they're at least going to try him in the NHL. Maybe even put him on the second line with Strome and DeBrincat, have Perlini there on the third. Fourth line there, Carpenter, Nisimov, and Camp. Now, obviously, Doc could make the team as well. I saw he just recently signed an entry-level deal, so you never know. Defense here, like, there's some depth. You got Keith Gustafsson, Seabrook, Mata, DeHaan, and Murphy. Also, you have Bachfist, as well as Bodwin. I think Bachfist definitely more likely than Bodwin to make the team, but you honestly never know. And, of course, goaltending, really no clue what's going on with Crawford, but Laner there is a good starter in case Crawford can't go. And I think Delia would probably be the backup in that case. So, some strange moves, but I love it. I love when teams, shake up the roster. So, I'd love to hear what you guys think about the trade in the comments section. Like I said, I do think Buffalo won this one, but I don't think it was too bad of a trade because, you never know. Like, Strome turned out awesome for Chicago. Maybe the same thing will happen to Nylander. I know Strome also had medium potential. I dropped it to lowly at the beginning of the year, and then we started playing really well in Chicago. I bumped it to high top 6, so you never know with those guys. A lot of times they change a series, all it takes, and they return back to the player they're supposed to be. So, time will tell, I guess. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. Besides that, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.